Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Truth Speaker Tarot. If this is your first time here tuning in with me, make sure you hit the subscribe button for me. So y'all, I'm going to continue with the yearly first 6 month predictions. I am kind of late, but we're on the last signs, and that's going to be the fire signs, okay? So I want everyone to keep in mind that what you see in the January position could be what you are going through now or what you have experienced already in the month of January. Keep in mind this is a collective, so do place your energy where it belongs, okay? So we're going to start off with Sagittarius with the fire signs. Hopefully I have the rest of the signs done today at some point as well. But let's go ahead and jump in for Sagittarius. Ten of Swords in reverse. First card we have. So what else do we have for Sagittarius for the first 6 months of 2023? Four of Swords. Let's see what else we get for Sagittarius. The Moon. What else we have for Sagittarius? Five of Swords. Two more cards for Sagittarius. Spirit for first 6 months of 2023. Devil. Alright. So crowning you for the first 6 months, Sagittarius, you have the Fool card here. Alright, so we already know the Fool card is the most powerful card in the deck, okay? So it symbolizes brand new beginnings, taking a leap of faith, traveling light, dropping baggage, being optimistic, all of those different things, okay? So already within the first 6 months, I feel like the energy that is trying to capture your attention or captivate you is going to be the Fool card, alright? So that is all about, you know, being very light, okay? Being willing to let go of the old and go towards the new, okay? So let's see, guys. For January, you do have the Ten of Swords here. All right, that's coming up in reverse. So that's all about releasing. So I feel like that does go along with the Fool card, which is your crowning energy, okay? Which is all about traveling, like releasing baggage, okay? Taking a leap of faith, being optimistic, okay? So we know the swords are connected to our mental space, all right? Piercing thoughts, possibly, okay? Possibly some thoughts that could have carried on from the last year, all right? But that's coming up in your January position. So in January, you could have been focusing on, and you could be focusing on this right now, of releasing baggage, releasing negative thought patterns, those kinds of things, okay? We're going to see what it's connected to in a minute once I clarify, but let's move on. You do have the Four of Swords here coming up in your February position. So perhaps if you were dealing with some heavy mental energy in the month of January with the Four of Swords here, you know, that's all about taking a rest, all right? A resting period. For some of you, it may even be referring to, you know, meditating a little bit more, but this is definitely about spending more time with self, okay? In the month of March, you do have the Moon card in reverse coming up for you, all right? So I feel like a very heavy reflective energy for you in the month of March with the Moon card, all right? We know the Moon is connected to our emotions. It's connected to, you know, that subconscious mind, those deep inner thoughts, those deep inner emotions, okay? So if you have been avoiding that, and it looks like a lot of that came up in the January position, that may be the focus, that may be the energy that's coming up for you around March, all right? Reflection, okay? And you might even start that in February, like I said, with the Four of Swords, which is an energy of you know, a hiatus, you know, meditating, taking time out for self, okay? When you do that, make sure that you are exploring your thoughts and you're getting more in tune and getting to know yourself better, which the Moon energy you know, does represent, okay? It also does represent things that are hidden, so things that you might not know, secrets, those kind of things, okay? We're going to clarify in a minute. Let's move on. You do have the Five of Swords coming up in your April position here, all right? So we know the Five of Swords is about conflict, okay? It all just depends. I always like to tell people it all just depends on what position you're playing in this card, what role you're in, all right? Are you going towards conflict or are you walking away, okay? All right, so in your main position, you do have the Two of Pentacles here. And we know the Two of Pentacles is all about balance. It could be within your finances. It is about stability, okay? But it shows a foundation somewhere that is unstable, okay? It could be within your finances, could be in your home life. Remember, twos also does represent decisions, okay? Making decisions. Now, ending the your first 6 months off, you do have the devil card here. All right, so some of y'all might be dealing with a Capricorn. Does not have to be, but this is Capricorn energy. And the devil usually represents it. The thing about it is, I feel like with this journey that you're going to be on within the first 6 months of recognizing that you need to release baggage, right? I feel like you're going to recognize those negative thought patterns, those negative behaviors possibly that have been holding you back, you know, thus far in life, like those things you need to release, like I say in January with the Ten of Swords here. Okay, because when the devil card, when you see the devil card, it's not always a negative energy. All right, sometimes we go all the way negative. It's not that. A lot of times, especially when we see the devil card come up in an upright position, it just represents those things that are, you know, those negative thought patterns, negative behaviors, possibly addictive behaviors, negative relationships that we are attached to, but we know this, right? So we are aware. So this is an awareness of that. It also is a heavy energy of being grounded. Okay, so I feel like this is it seems more like transformation here taking place, really, from start to finish. Okay, really for the first 6 months. But the beautiful thing is that you do have the Fool card here, and that's what I like to see. Okay, very positive shift, I feel like, especially with the Fool showing up, most powerful card in the deck. All right, so let's begin to clarify. Let's see what the Ten of Swords is about in a January position for Sagittarius. Let's see. What is the Ten of Swords about for Sagittarius spirit? What is the Ten of Swords? What is the Ten of Swords? What is the Ten of Swords spirit for Sagittarius? Okay, we have the Hierophant here. And we also do have the Empress here. All right. So with the Hierophant card, you know, the devil is peeking under here too. But with the Hierophant card here, I feel like, you know, the Hierophant card represents, it could be a card of institutions, but in this case, I feel like it's more so, you know, listening to your higher self, okay? Getting in tune with your higher self, like I say, learning and recognizing that there are certain things, certain negative thoughts, negative behaviors that needs to be released here. Okay, that coupled with the Empress here, you know, when the Empress comes up in reverse, she can represent an energy of codependency. Okay, and I feel like sometimes we develop certain negative thought patterns and we become dependent on them. For some of you, it's even going to be a relationship, like I say, with the devil card showing itself in the month of June. All right, showing that you're recognizing these things. All right, perhaps you could even be dealing with a person who is codependent on you. All right, or you could be, it could be opposites, the opposite energy. Okay, so you could be codependent on another person, and it's kind of an energy of learning how to release your negative thought patterns about yourself so you can stand up on your own. All right, because when the Empress comes up in reverse, she can come up as kind of a weaker energy. But that couple with the Hierophant card, I feel like with that Ten of Swords releasing, it's like recognizing that, okay, and recognizing like some of you may even be you know, learning new things on a spiritual level, and that's helping you to get rid of those negative thought patterns and things of that nature. Yep, look at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Hangman, so that's all about a change of perspective here. Okay, so that's like about looking at things a little bit different. So some of you are on a spiritual journey, and some of you are you know, just getting more knowledge, wisdom from somewhere. You could even be learning from a person who you feel like knows more than you. All right, that could be self-help videos, someone who's a life coach helping you or something like that. It doesn't have to be directly, you know, it's so much stuff on YouTube. It could be that type of energy that's helping you to release your own negative thought patterns and those codependent tendencies that you may have. You are someone else, okay, and you could be noticing that about someone else is being codependent on you as well. Okay, let's continue to move. What is the Four of Swords about? What is the Four of Swords for Sagittarius? What is the Four of Swords? Yep, that devil card showing itself. So with the Four of Swords here, you have the devil card coming up in reverse, in a reverse position this time. That was a lot. I don't need all of that. Let's get another card for the Four of Swords. So definitely heavy contemplation, okay, on whatever this is. Some of you, it may be like I said, damn, the Eight of Swords, that was the card that fell out and it's coming up again. Okay, so definitely these are two of the same energies when you see this. Okay, so the devil card in reverse and also the Eight of Swords in reverse, it represents the energy of self-sabotage. Okay, very negative attachments to thought patterns or situations. Okay, and experiences. All right, possibly for some of you, it's definitely going to be a relationship, and in the month of February, I see you disconnecting from that with the Four of Swords. And if you're not, you're probably going to want to head into that direction, okay, of disconnecting from whatever these negative thought patterns are, or these self-limiting beliefs. For some of you, it may have something to do with some type of addictions, okay, something that is really stunting your growth here, okay. So like I'm saying, in the month of March, with the moon card showing in reverse, you're going to need to really take a deep look at yourself, dive deep into those emotions, so that you can begin to release certain things, so that you can become the Fool here, and travel real light, you know, lighten your heart up a little bit, learn how to be more optimistic about life, whether it's your love life or whatever, okay. But definitely with the Devil card and the Eight of Swords, heavy energy that needs to be looked at, okay. And I feel like some of y'all are going to be doing that in the month of February, because like I said, with the Devil showing up in your June position, is like knowing that I know that these things are negative, that I'm attaching myself to, whether that's behaviors, people, places, thought patterns, situations, okay. So let's go to the Moon card here, which is another major arcana here for you. What is the Moon card in reverse for Sagittarius? Moon card reverse for Sagittarius. That one to come. Alright, so you have the Chariot card. Some of you may be dealing with a Cancer here. And remember, the Moon also is Cancer's energy as well, okay? The Chariot card is coming up in reverse. You also do have the Knight of Swords energy here. This could be a person for you, all right. Like I said, I feel like it's more so a realization thing that you're realizing, and you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. I feel an energy of being swayed, okay. For some reason, swayed just came up. I feel like someone's going to come in and try to communicate with you when you begin to, you know, think about things on a deeper level, and you start to recognize certain things. I feel like you might have someone come in that's going to try to persuade you to think differently, all right. But just remember, go by what, don't really too much go by what a person says to you. Go by what you know to be true, all right. So always look at your experiences as your teacher, okay. So if you know that something is not good for you, don't be persuaded by somebody who could have like an impulsive type of energy, okay. Like this is somebody who could be a fast talker, okay. Because with the Moon card showing up, and also with the Chariot in reverse, I don't see that. I don't feel like you're gonna fall for it, okay. I don't feel like it's gonna be they're going to be successful at communicating what they want you to think about a certain situation, okay. But you know, the Moon can also make things a little bit cloudy, so make sure you definitely go by, sometimes we have to be very practical, you know, and go by what you've experienced, okay, not what a person tells you, or just not fly off of emotion, okay. Y'all know I'm real big on that, all right, especially if you be on my live. I like to keep things you know, balanced out, emotional and practical, period, because sometimes emotions, a lot of us, it has us flying into the wrong directions, okay. I don't feel like that person's going to be successful when they do try to sway you into believing a certain thing, all right. So let's get into the Five of Swords, and perhaps this could be where conflict comes in, all right. So like I say, what position are you going to be in the month of April? Are you walking away from the conflict, or are you going towards it, right? Are you standing your ground even? You know, because this person with the swords in the front, you know, it's kind of like an energy of standing your ground, okay. So let's see, what is the Five of Swords, Spirit, for Sagittarius? What is the Five of Swords? What is the Five of Swords? Two of Cups. Yeah, for some of y'all, it's definitely a love situation, okay. Yeah, the Two of Cups here with also the Six of Cups here. Okay, so we know Six of Cups represent past energy, past relationships. Not only that, but it could be like soulmate connections and marriages, those type of things. But in any event, a long-term relationship. Okay, I do see love in the situation. I feel like the conflict is going to be surrounding your love life, and whether you're probably going to walk away from, you know, this conflicting feeling that you're having, especially with the Devil card coming up in here, all right. You also do have the Ten of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which does symbolize like you know, a burden, like this, like a relationship being a burden, okay. I want to get one more card for that. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy here. Okay, maybe perhaps at one time with the Two of Cups, it was, you know, very loving and it was a balanced union. Okay, but with the Six of Cups here, it's like it's a lot of focus on some things that happened from the past. And sometimes we have a hard time forgiving people. I always like to tell people, if you know you can't forgive somebody, then don't try to be with them, because it's like you're going to be torturing yourself and that person. All right. Yep. Look, you have the Five of Wands. They hopped out over there. So that's conflict. Okay. So, you know, some of you are going to be faced with that decision. That's going to be the decision that you're going to be faced with. Okay, walking away from this conflicting energy within this relationship dynamic here. Okay, some of you are going to be needing to release that. All right, I feel like you should make sure you go towards truth and practicality here with the King of Swords also. All right, so, you know, with the Five of Wands is showing more conflict. Okay, conflict within your page. I feel like it could be multiple people involved in that too, so make sure you're not looking outside of yourself for answers or opinions from others. Okay, go by what you have experienced. Okay, let's see, what is the Two of Pentacles here? What is the Two of Pentacles for Sagittarius? Two of Pentacles for Sagittarius spirit. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords here. And we also do have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. You do have the Three of Swords here, right? So definitely, you know, in between, could be like in between a rock and a hard place when it comes down to matters of the heart. Okay, with the Three of Swords showing itself. You do have the Queen of Swords here coming up in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune, all right? And I feel like it's going to be very, very, very important for, like I said, for you to pay attention. Always going to the direction of truth, okay? Especially when you're facing, you know, this type of energy with the devil coming up. All right, because when it comes down to relationships, they could represent karmic situations. That means that we must be thinking about the lessons that we are learning, guys. So important. All right, so don't go by what a person is telling you, like in the month of March, like I'm talking about. Go by what you know to be true, okay? Because if you stick around, like I just said a minute ago, and knowing that you can't forgive a person for certain things that happened in the past, and you know you're not going to be able to get past it, don't keep yourself in that situation. Here's why. Because you have the Queen of Swords here coming up in reverse. When the Queen of Swords come up in reverse, you do not want to see her, okay? Because she can be the ultimate bitch that you have ever met in your life, okay? Like, seriously. She can be very cutting with her words. She can even be violent if she wants to, okay? And I feel like if you were to put yourself and stay in a situation, no matter whatever it is that you're dealing with, okay? Some of you this might be involving your finances, a job, you know, a friendship, whatever it is. I feel like for the majority of y'all, it is a love relationship, okay? That the energy that your majority, the majority of you are going to be dealing with mainly in the first 6 months of this year, okay? If you keep yourself in that situation, you won't allow this cycle to change for you, okay? We know the Wheel of Fortune does represent, you know, luck and cycles changing. It represents karma as well, okay? So if you were to keep yourself, sometimes we have what I like to call blessing blockers in our life, right? And sometimes we be so emotionally attached through soul ties and all that kind of other stuff like that, that we cannot move on from these people. And a lot of times we hold ourselves in those positions, and this is all of the energy that you will get here, okay? So that's heartbreak, disgust, all right? And it's like you'll be stuck in a cycle of that instead of allowing a cycle to change for you. So keep that in mind, all right? So let's move on to the Devil card here and see in the month of June. We have the Three of Pentacles here. Let's see. 3 cards came out for that. 10 of Swords and 8 of Cups, all right? So with this Devil card here, and I feel like a lot of you are going to be, you know, you realize, you know what's going on. You know that this is a negative situation, negative thought patterns, whatever it may be that's keeping you stuck here in a cycle, okay? Some of you could be definitely dealing with a karmic cycle. It has a lot to do with karmic lessons, okay? Now, I feel like a lot of you are you are knowing that you have the 10 of Swords coming up again, which is all about releasing those negative thoughts, okay? Or your attachment to negative situations, all right? You also do have with that the Three of Pentacles. So that is about collaboration, collaborating with others. Now, for some of you, I'm not going to lie, I do see some of you really going back and forth with yourself, whether you want to stay in a certain situation or having trouble releasing yourself from a negative set of of patterns, whatever it may be. For everybody, it's not going to be the same. For some of y'all, it's a relationship. For some of y'all, it's finances. For some of y'all, it's just the way you think about life and yourself, period, okay? I see some of y'all having trouble being able to release that, all right? Even though you recognize what it is you may not have the tools necessary in front of you to be able to release it, right? So it almost feel like a soul type of thing, especially for those of you who comes down to a relationship, all right? But for some people, even when it comes down to our own thought patterns and how we think about ourselves and life in general, that can be hard for us to learn how to release too. I'm saying that because you have the Eight of Cups energy here, so that's like a teeter-totter energy going back and forth, not knowing whether I want to walk away from a certain situation, thought pattern, whatever, or not, okay? So that could be something that's going to come up real big. Some of you are going to, you know, be able to release and come out of that. But some of you are definitely going to want to try to stay attached to that situation for whatever reasons. It could even be centered around, you know, with the Three of Pentacles, that's around early things. So that could be money and stuff like that. And that could be a major part of, you know, you not being able to move forward the way you want, okay? So let's see. For those of you where this involves a love situation, let's see what the romance angels have to say. Okay, it says you deserve love here. All right, and it says you are lovable. Okay, you are lovable. You deserve love. All right, always you deserve love from yourself. Remember that. Always gotta love yourself first. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. Let's see what the Moonology deck has to say, and we're gonna end it. Let's see what we have. Sagittarius. Meditate and contemplate, okay? So like I'm saying, it also does say, what do you need to release, guys? What do you need to release? Meditate and contemplate, all right? So the meditate and contemplate energy is definitely coming up for you. End of a tough cycle approaches as well. I'm not going to ignore that. It's asking you, what do you need to release? I feel like a lot of this is going to be around you guys releasing, okay? So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. Until next time, I hope you all enjoy your day.